Yes. So what is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get
You
your
are the
content.
only participant in the conference.
Well, that was rude. But yeah, we're going to get to some calls later today because HBCU Nightly has had the HBCU space in a twosie the last couple of days based off their SWAC predictions. You know, in the title, you can tell I put the experts over at HBCU Nightly predict that Jackson State is going to struggle. Now, some of you may be wondering, why am I doing a topic about Jackson State with a Southern hat on? Well, I just decided I'm going to give everybody some love, right? Like, it's a Jackson State story. I just like this hat. I've never worn it at all, ever, but, I just thought about wearing it. Now, here's the thing. So shout out to everybody that's in here. What up, Blaine? One of my moderators. She loves D, the Blue Bloods. We got Junior Ellis. What is going on? Robert Jones. Everybody in the house. We're going to define a lot of things and kind of just go through their thought process. And then I want to hear from you all. I'm going to put the call-in number because I'm not an expert. I'm just the guy who gets on the internet, talks football. But I want to hear from you all on their thoughts after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? What is up? Now, y'all said I'm trolling. I'm not trolling. You know what I mean? This is what, yo, I'm not trolling, Rusty. I swear to you, I'm not. The experts, I'm going to tell you why I use the word experts, because that's what they are. This is what they are. This is what I was told they are. Now, here's the thing about my show. For the most part, I only discuss things, especially when it's hot topics, I only discuss things from people that I respect. So I respect everyone over there at HBCU Nightly. Just like when I talk about topics from off script, I respect off script. You guys can feel however you feel about these people. If Blue says something that I agree with, I respect the Blue Bloods. I respect HBCU Overdrive. I respect KC 1400, Ken, and Tiger Talk, and all. She loves these. She does something. I respect them. So therefore, that makes it, once you put it out there, that makes it worth talking about. So, as I stated in the beginning, I like that Southern hat. Yeah, I like that Southern hat. I think the Southern hat is fly. I just ain't had a chance to wear it. But anyway, so HBCU Nightly did their rankings, their preseason rankings in June of the SWAC, them and Kelly Flicks. And I respect Kelly Flicks. Kelly Flicks, shout out to Kelly Flicks. He does some of the dopest graphics in HBCU sports. This is what, and I'm going to bring you, because Kelly Flicks put it in a tweet, so it made it easy just to grab. But these were their predictions. These are the experts, by the way. I'm sticking to that word, and I'm going to tell you why I'm sticking to that word. So these were the experts over at HBCU Nightly. These were their preseason SWAC predictions. They got FAMU and Alcorn going 10-1, Southern going 8-3, JSU going 7-4, and tying with the same record as Alabama A&M and Grambling, and slightly beating out Prairie View, who they've got going 6-5. Bama State, who actually had a really good year last year, they got them regressing like hell, going 4-7, and then Bethune-Cookman struggling, going 2-9. Now, there's clear things that stand out about this. Alcorn and FAMU going 10-1 stand out like hell, right? That stands out like crazy. Mainly one, because FAMU, you're just expecting them to continue their upward trajectory. They've gone 9-2 the last 2 years. You expect them to essentially go undefeated in the conference and only lose. They play an FBS team. I can't remember who, but only lose that one FBS team. You expect Alcorn to take a major jump. You remember Alcorn finished under 500 last year, and you expect, you being the experts, expect them to take one hell of a jump and go 10-1. You also expect Southern to have another really good year, going 8-3. And then you expect the two-time reigning defending SWAC champions to lose not only their first SWAC game in 2 years, but to lose a lot of games, a lot being 4. And the reason why I use struggle and experts is because this is what they call them. This is the definition that was given to me. Like, this is not me. This is what was given to me. So I'm going to respect it. I'm going to respect your title. And also, the struggle was because Jackson State hasn't lost 4 games the last 2 years combined. They haven't lost 4 games the last 2 years combined. And so now you expect them to lose 4 games in 1 year. That means you expect them to struggle. That's just me explaining my word choice there. Now, It wasn't just the experts at HBCU Nightly who expects Jackson State to struggle. It was also my man Kelly Flicks. Kelly Flicks expects them to struggle. Kelly Flicks posted his way too early 2023 HBCU rankings back in May. He did it back in mid-May, May 18th to be exact, and he had Jackson State with the exact same record. Kelly had North Carolina Central going 10-1, FAMU going 10-1, Tennessee State going 8-3, Alcorn going 10-1, Prairie View going 6-5, and Jackson State ranked number 7 in the top 10. And he had them going 7-4. These are people that understand the game of football. These are people that know what the hell they're talking about. I respect all of these people. So this is worth noting because they think Jackson State is going to struggle. Do you see the video of JSU Rib? I don't know. Buffs American team. Yeah, so these are people. This is my guy right here, by the way. This is my guy. So anyway, this is worth talking about because the public at large believes that JSU will struggle. They believe they will struggle this year. This is just the fact. This is not me making it up. This is what I'm seeing. Now, here is my thoughts. Now, and I want to open the floor. I mean, anybody that has anything on their mind, there's the number on the screen, 727-731-8723. And I'll just have my little quick thoughts, and then I want to hear from you all. Now, my thoughts are, how is it that I get it? I get it. I get the general concept. I get the concept of FAMU continue to get better because, I mean, hell, they voted Willie Simmons the best coach in the SWAC, or somebody did. I can't remember where we pulled that from. I don't know if it's HBCUsports.com. So HBCUsports.com, which I will group them in as a part of the experts, voted Willie Simmons the number 1 coach in the SWAC. And so if you think he's the number 1 coach in the SWAC, then therefore you think his team will get better now that Deion Sanders has left the conference. So I get that part. What I don't get is I understand the fact that you have Jackson State losing 4 games because they have a bunch of new players, they have a new coach, you know what I'm saying? They have a new staff, all of that stuff I completely understand, right? Like I get all of that. What I don't understand though is that how is it that you can attribute certain things to one program and not have the same standard towards other programs? What do I mean? Well, Alcorn And one of the biggest things with Jackson State is the fact that you'll say that they have not only new players, new coaching staff, new whatever, they also have a new quarterback. And I think quarterback play and the establishment of the quarterback matters, right? But what you assert to one team in one program, you have to also be able to assert to the other teams and the other programs in the conference. What do I mean by that? Well, out of all the SWAC schools, there's 12 SWAC schools. Out of all of them, there's only like 2 quarterbacks that are returning that we know will be starters. There's Musa over at FAMU, and then there's Andrew Body at Texas Southern. Well, you didn't have Texas Southern in your rankings, so essentially no disrespect to Andrew Body, but you don't have them in the rankings, and then you have Musa, which Musa played well. I think Musa had a solid season in 2022. Hell, he won 9 games. But Alcorn, you don't know their quarterback. Southern, you don't know their quarterback situation. You don't know who's going to start. Alcorn, you assume that it's going to be Tyler Macon, the transfer from Missouri. And you assume that he'll play well. But we don't know how good he is. Now, Southern, you assume because Dooley is a really good offensive coach, you assume that they'll get the quarterback position right. But you could have assumed that last year as well, and he didn't get it right. He just didn't. I mean, they played the wrong quarterback for most of the year. They didn't play the right quarterback until the second half of the SWAC championship game, which was their last game of the season. So and you're assuming that TC, who has never been a head coach, will struggle his first season as a head coach. And most of you assume that Jackson State won most of the games the last 2 years in the SWAC because of the talent gap. You said they had more talent. They were getting guys like Shador Sanders and Aubrey Miller and Niles Gaddy and Travis Hunter, and all of these guys are gone, which is very true. But they followed that up with the number 1 class in HBCU football. So if Jackson State got the number one class in HBCU football, can't you assume that they still have the most talent? Can't you assume that that talent can still win you a ton of games? Can't you assume that that talent, okay, maybe that talent doesn't put you at 10-0 in the SWAC, but maybe it puts you at 9-1? That talent that you just accumulated, instead of having 0 losses, maybe 1 or 2, but no, it has 3 losses in the conference. Now, that's not to say that upsets don't happen. Upsets happen all the time in football. That's why football is the best sport. But you get what I'm saying? Like 3 losses? 3? Now, I'm assuming, because I don't have the Jackson State schedule in front of me right now, but I'm assuming the losses that you, and I didn't watch the episode of HBCU Nightly. I didn't want to be lying to you if I told you I listened to it. I didn't. I just watched. I saw Kelly's tweet. I saw Kelly Flicks's tweet and was like, oh, okay, man, this is pretty cool. But I'm assuming that the losses that you have JSU taking are to Texas State, to FAMU, obviously, to Southern, obviously, and to Alcorn. Like, those have to be, because you only had Alcorn losing 1 game. You only have FAMU losing 1 game. And I'm pretty sure both of those teams play FBS teams. I know FAMU does for sure. I'm pretty sure Alcorn plays in FBS teams. So you're assuming that both of them go undefeated in the SWAC, and with Jackson State being on both of their schedules during the regular season, that means both of them will walk out with wins. I don't know, man. And to add to that is that Alcorn, granted, HBCUsports.com had Coach McNair as what they have him at, number 3? He's the 3rd best coach in the SWAC. The best part of Alcorn, at least last year, was their defense. Was the running back, Howard. Howard was a monster. And their defense. The same defense that played really, really well pretty much the entirety of the season. Well, the man who ran that defense is now running the defense of Jackson. He's now running the defense of Jackson. So it's like, this is not to say, once again, these are experts over at HBCU Nightly. Like, these are, and you're probably wondering, like, Jeff, why do you keep saying expert? Well, the part of it is because I thought, and shout out to Josh, man. I think Josh, like, does a great job at HBCU Nightly. And if you've never listened, I've listened to HBCU Nightly before. I just didn't listen to these last 2 episodes. Part of what HBCU Nightly, it's really to give, like, their whole premise, I've heard them say this before, is to give a spotlight to MEAC schools. See, the thing about the MEAC is they have had really good records against the SWAC in football, particularly in the MEAC SWAC Challenge and the Celebration Bowl, but nobody talks about them. Like I don't know what it is. The MEAC has great facilities. They have great higher level institutions. They have really good football programs, but just, I don't know, it's because they're on the East Coast and not in the South. I don't know what it is, but nobody talks about the MEAC ever. And essentially, I'm pretty sure I heard Josh say before, part of the creation of HBCU Nightly was to give the MEAC a platform for people to talk. So a lot of the experts, let me not call them folks, they're experts. A lot of the experts on the HBCU Nightly staff are people that come from MEACs. You got Banks, who went to Morgan State. Gerald, he went to Virginia Union, but he's from New York, which is up in the East Coast. Obviously, you got Josh, who went to North Carolina Central. And then BJ contributes heavily, but BJ he's from good old Southern. So, anytime, you know what I'm saying, BJ keeps it a bean, but, you know what I'm saying, he's with the Jags. You feel me? So those are like the top dogs. And then they have a young lady, and she went to Howard. So she's MEAC as well. Can't think of her name. And so the reason why I keep overemphasizing experts is because Josh put out this tweet, and I thought it was hilarious. Not hilarious. Let me not say that. I know it was pretty hilarious because he let folks know I am expert. So there's a lot of talk about experts and what makes me an expert. Just fair warning. I respect the hell out of Josh, and I love the platform that he's built because it allows him to have great conversations and allows me to have great conversations. I'm not an expert. I will not get out here and say I'm an expert. No, I'm not. I'm just Jeff. I like talking football. It says, it's funny, but read below and learn a little bit about me. I've been around this game my entire life, watched family members play in college and the NFL, play myself from the age of 5 all the way through college. Jumped right into coaching after graduation, interned at the college level, coached middle school, became a position coach and offense coordinator, attended coaches clinics across the country, listened to the biggest and brightest brains. I got it an old school way, immediately began high school head coach. After being a high school head coach, I jumped into covering football and media, first high school, now HBCU Nightly. It's 25 plus years of my life dedicated to this game. I'm, in fact, an expert. So when I say I've forgotten more football than some of y'all together can comprehend, I don't take it personally. It's just facts. And then he talks about why he started. And so I did think it was funny because of some of his replies, because obviously I don't know what it is about Jackson State, folks. I had to look up JSU enrollment. JSU has less than 5,000 students on campus any given year, right? It's like 4,800, right? But somehow, some way, anytime somebody says something about JSU, it's like 10 million folks come out the woodworks to defend D.I. Love. I don't know. Like, y'all only have 5,000, less than 5,000 students at any given time on campus. But anytime somebody says something about JSU, there's literally, it feels like hundreds of thousands of people, at least in the space of media or in the social media space, that come out and defend the Tigers. I don't know how y'all do that. Somebody, Israel, she loves thee. Somebody let me know. How is it that a million people? And then you have several different platforms. You've got HBCU Overdrive, hosted by Doc Holliday and She Loves Thee, who are JSU alums. Then you've got Tiger Talk, who's hosted by a bunch of JSU alums. Then you got KC 1400, hosted by a bunch of JSU alums. So when this came out, a lot of y'all hopped on it real quick. I let it marinate a little bit. I wanted to see where it was going and kind of, and this is how powerful, how much you guys, like, I don't know if it bothered Josh or Josh saw an opportunity. Regardless, he decided the HBCU Nightly crew was supposed to take a June break. Like, they're supposed to be on break, on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, they're taking their vacation. Y'all turned up so much on the episode where they predicted JSU to go 7-4 that he had a special episode last night. Like, 2,500 people listened to that episode of them predicting JSU to go 7-4 that he literally, it's enrollment around 8,500. Okay, my bad. That is my fault. I messed that up. I thought it was less than 5,000, at least the thing that I saw. But anyway, he had to do a special episode to kind of like defend. Well, I don't necessarily say if they were defending why they chose the record that they chose, but kind of state the reasoning why they said JSU was going 7-4. Now, here's the thing. I mean, you can predict JSU going 7-4, FAMU going 10-1, Alabama State having a losing record, all of these people. But one thing it does, one thing I've noticed just from being in this space for a couple of years, and all of you all in the chat understand, 7,000. Yes, okay, I'm sorry about that. I messed that up because the number I read was totally off then. But regardless, is that one thing that talking about Jackson State does, even in 2023, you know what it does? It gets engagement. And in this space that I do, that HBCU Nightly's in, that all of these different people are in, we're in the engagement business. And the thing about talking about strictly MEAC, it's not going to get you engagement. It's not. Talking strictly MEAC is not going to get you followers. It's not going to get you views. It's not going to get you talk. It's not. You know why I know? Because I've talked to MEAC coaches. I've had MEAC coaches on my platform. I had them. I've had Coach Scott at Howard. I've had Coach Wilson at Morgan State. I've had Coach Odoms at Norfolk. I've had the Celebration Bowl MVP, Davius Richards, on my show. It don't hit the same. It doesn't. It does not get you talked about. You'll get some clicks. You'll get some views here, get some clicks. It'll be okay. But you know what gets you talked about for 3 straight days? We'll get your show talked about, not just on your show, some of your highest viewed shows, but then get your shows picked up by HBCU Overdrive, gets it picked up by KC 1400, gets it picked up by JeffLightsyJr. It's talking about Jackson State. It does. It's just the truth. It gets you. It does. It does. It's just the truth. I mean, this is not hyperbole. This is not me guessing. This is a fact. I don't know what it is about the JSU fan base. I don't know what it's about their supporters. I don't know what it is about their people. I don't know about the good people. I don't know what it is, but they love the hell out of their school. They love the hell out of their football program. They love the hell out of their, they love it all. And they want all of it. Anybody that's talking about their school, about their program, about their stuff, good, bad, or indifferent, they're going to talk about it. They're going to engage with it. They're going to like, share, subscribe, whatever. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Some folks thought it was just a thing. It was a fad during the Coach Prime era. That has been proven wrong multiple times over. I mean, and the thing is, what makes it funny, right, is that you'll see people, and I said this on one of my last videos. I talked about how people, about how folks get upset with JSU fans and JSU alumni and JSU supporters. They get upset with them because they're like, oh, y'all so sensitive. Y'all thinking everybody's talking about you. Because everybody is. Everybody is talking about you. It's just a fact. Whether they're good or trash or great or awesome or garbage or whatever. It's like when they're bad. I'm strictly talking football too, by the way. Strictly talking football. And I'm not talking about the universities. I'm not talking about the institutions themselves. Even though you can even take it there. Because when the stuff happened with the Jackson State president, folks came out the woodworks. Folks came out the woodworks to pile on Jackson and be like, y'all presidents out here. It's like, bro, what's that got to do with football? Well, Jeff, why ain't you talking about the JSU president and everything he got? Like, bro, what's that got to do with football, G? Like, yeah, I put out a story. I was like, yo, I heard he's being removed, and he was removed or leave or resigned or whatever. And that was it. That was the end of it. That was the end of it for me. It ain't got nothing to do with football. We talking about, I talk football on here, bro. Like, what y'all want me to talk about the JSU president for if it's about football? You get what I'm saying? And so that's not, and once again, I want to make this clear. I'm not trying to poo-poo on the MEAC or poo-poo on anybody else. I'm just telling you all what I've noticed. I've had 2 years of observations, right? And then I've had at least 6 months of observations post Deion Sanders at Jackson State. And they still the thing, honestly, it never changed. The topics of conversation, the engagement, the views with JSU versus everybody else. It's a lot different. It's like a whole lot different. It's honestly not even close. I said it on the last broadcast. And if you want to call in here, let me know something different. If you think I'm completely off my rocker, or if you want to agree, the number's on the screen, 727-731-8723, 727-731-8723. I said it on one of my last real live stream, is that, I really, JSU was talked about more than the other 11 schools. When we're talking football, by the way, I'm making sure I'm specifying football, but they're talked about more than the other 11 SWAC schools combined. That's just a fact. That is just a fact. I mean, they're probably talked about more than the 8 MEAC schools when it comes to football. I guess they only have 5 football schools, 6 football teams in the MEAC. They're probably talking about more than the 6 MEAC football teams combined twice. I swear to God, if it wasn't for HBCU Nightly, I don't think we'd be talking about MEAC football at all, except for the MEAC SWAC Challenge and the Celebration Bowl. Outside of the MEAC SWAC Challenge and the Celebration Bowl, JSU's probably talked about more than the MEAC, the 6 MEAC football schools 2 times over. You could take their engagement numbers and double it, and it still falls short of JSU. That's just a fact. That is just a fact. I mean, that's not hyperbole. This is not me guessing. This is not me hating. This is just me telling the truth. And the only reason why the MEAC's even coming up a little bit is because of HBCU Nightly. If there was no HBCU Nightly, we probably wouldn't talk about the MEAC at all. I've had MEAC coaches and players on my platforms, and they do okay. I've had coaches from the SWAC on my platform. They do okay. And not just mine, other platforms as well. And then I have the JSU coaches and players on my platform. And that does a whole lot better. This is not me hating. This is not me just, this is not me. This is just a fact. Now, when it comes to these records, I've come on here and said, I think FAMU probably could win the SWAC. I've come out here and said, FAMU will be the favorites over JSU this season. So the FAMU record didn't surprise me because FAMU, I think is going to be a really good football team. I think FAMU has got some good players. I think Willie Simmons can coach. I didn't think he was the number one coach in the SWAC, but I think he can coach, even though, some people don't think he can. I think he can. I think Willie Simmons can coach some football. I think Willie Simmons knows what he's doing. And I think FAMU will have a good year. But I don't know. Alcorn 110-1 is tough for me to see. Now I don't have their, let's see, let me read some of your comments because I'm missing. Let's see, FAMU, we go. Let's see. Oh, nothing. Joy. Somebody calling time. Yeah, no, nobody wants to call in. They're not hitting the lines because it's open. It's right there. I just do think it's funny to see some of them. Let me pull back up those predictions. Shout out to my guy Kelly Flicks, man, for putting his tweet out there. He helped me out a ton by doing this. Let me go to Kelly Flicks. Let me find that tweet. And you guys just tell me what y'all think of these predictions. Grambling, they think JSU will be on the same level of Grambling, Prairie View, and Alabama A&M. This is what they said. This is the HBCU Nightly experts said, and they're experts because Josh defined us why he's an expert. And BJ played football for Southern, and Banks played football for Morgan State, and Gerald played football for Virginia Union and coached football. So these guys are, and Blue has a vote. He's a voter on the FCS panel. So these are experts. I'm not fighting that. These are experts. I'm no expert, but these are now. She said, but this is what I'm saying. As great as Alcorn has been in the past, 10-1 is. That's a hell of a record. That is a heck of a record to think that they're going to be able to do that. That's going to be tough. What's going on? You're wrong with Jeff.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. This is Lightsy.
What's going on?
Well, you already said you're good. I'm great. I love that you have this platform because you have a non-biased overview of the rankings and just, you don't have necessarily. You can make these statements and people won't call you delusional.
So not yet anyway.
For me, it's like Jackson State went undefeated 2 years in a row. We had the number 1 overall class in HBCU, number 2 in FCS. And if Jackson State fans say that we're going to go undefeated or we're going to start in Atlanta and finish in Atlanta, we are deemed as delusional. But a team such as Alcorn State, who was 5-6 last year, who doesn't have a stable quarterback, and who has never went 10-1, even when they had Steve McNair, that's supposed to be great football expert analysis. Or Southern going 8-3, and I like that you pointed out that the same things that they discount Jackson State for, they're able to give Alcorn and Southern 8-3 and 10-1, and you guys don't have you don't know who your quarterback is.
That's the part that I find. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're giving passes.
If you're gonna have a standard,
yes. You're giving passes to others, but holding this against TC and JSU. That's the part that I found confusing. Now don't get it twisted. I get it. You know what I mean? This is their prediction. This wasn't mine. I don't. I'm not an expert, and I don't really do a whole lot of predictions.
Right.
But it's
Kelly Flick came on our show. He came on our show on She Loves Being HBCU Overdrive on the Saturday Night Live a couple weeks back when it first came out. And he came on the platform to explain himself as to why he ranked some of these teams, and it was confusing because it's like Southern lost a lot of players. They lost Jason Dumas. They lost Cam Peterson, I think his last name is. They've lost some key players in their offense and their defense. And yet and still they're going to go 8-3. Mentioning that one of the people that are on that particular platform, they are a Southern alum. So I just want to be able for everybody to have their opinions, and everybody can say what they feel and not get this elitist notion that I know more because I coached in high school or because I played in a Madden tournament and I won first place. So I know defensive and offensive schemes better than you, or I'm a man, so I know football better than you. Like, at some point, just say your opinion and go on, and let's just have fun with it. That's all.
Absolutely.
And I'm done.
All right, I appreciate it as always, Miss She Loves You. Thank you so much. No, I definitely think it's funny too, man. Like, the reason why it's funny is because it's June. like some of these rosters aren't even complete yet. Like we've talked about in the past, how some guys don't make. Now I get it; they put a little more guardrails on the portal over the last 2 years, at least tried to. But like some of these rosters still aren't all the way there. Like whether that's FAMU's roster might not be complete. Whether it's Southern's roster might not be complete, but if we're just strictly basing it off of, what we see right now, I don't know, man. Having two teams go 10-1 when they haven't won 10-1 in a very long time, it's tough to see. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Gabriel from Memphis.
What's going on, Gabriel? What's on your mind?
What's going on, Jeff? Hey, look, it's like it's right here. Now, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Now, everybody have a right to their opinion on how Jackson State is going to fare. It is what it is. And like you were saying about Jackson State getting Bradley from Alcorn to be defensive coordinator. Okay, what about Maurice Harris from Liberty?
This is a fact.
For the offensive coordinator. An FBS offensive coordinator. And then like
great
everybody
offenses
else,
too. It's not just the title,
Yeah.
It's actually the resume. Like they had some great great offenses at Ole Miss and some great offenses at Liberty and some great offenses, everywhere that he's been. So can't discredit that. Absolutely. I'm right there with you.
So I'm gonna say this and I'm getting on up off here. So now they say we have.
Did we lose you? Think we might have lost you. Think we might have lost you, boss man. We got to move on. But no, yeah, like we can't, if we're gonna talk about the additions of players, you got to talk about the additions of coaches as well. Like that matters. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Yo, Jeff, what's up with it?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Listen, man. My name's Kenny, man. I'm calling out Jackson, Mississippi.
Talk to me, Kenny.
I got a few things. Okay, so I've been a Jackson State fan since I was probably 8 years old. I'm 35. And one thing I learned, people can say what they want to say about Jackson State. I mean, listen, I like the way TC moving. He ain't doing too much talking. He ain't arguing with fans on social media. He not doing none of that crap. Man, that man working. He coaching. His staff, they coaching. That man said he gonna put a good product on the field for this season. I believe him. That man ain't, but I also believe that everything that Willie Simmons said on social media, I think all that's posted all over Jackson State bulletin board. If Jackson State do lose a couple games, I know one game they won't lose. They won't lose to FAMU. They won't lose to FAMU. They won't lose to FAMU.
What makes you? Let me ask you this: what makes you so confident that even if they lose other games, they'll beat FAMU?
Because one thing I learned about Willie Simmons, he's the play caller. See, they don't have an offensive coordinator. He's the play caller.
Yes.
Willie don't make good decisions in big games, especially against Jackson State. We can go back when Jackson State had an awful season when we had Coach Hendricks and we beat them 18-16 and they had the ball on our 4-yard line and let the clock run out because Willie was indecisive. That guy, he's a good coach, but he's not a good play caller.
You're not the first person I heard say that, man, and I appreciate you calling in. Appreciate it as always.
Appreciate it, brother.
No, I actually like what's so funny is that he's not the first person to say that. Now, I don't know the history of Willie Simmons, right? But he's not the first person to say that about Willie and his play calling ability. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, this is Gabriel. Yeah, we
go, Gabriel. We got you.
Okay, so I just wanted to say this real quick. You know, I was talking about Jackson State having the number 1 class recruit in HBCU and number 2 in FCS. So if Jackson State has the number 1 class recruit in HBCU, doesn't that mean they have the number 1 class recruit in the SWAC?
Absolutely. That's exactly what that means.
So they say that Prime just out talent everybody. Seems to me TC is out talenting everybody else in the SWAC too. That's all I got to say. I'm gone.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I mean, hey, if one thing we know, TC, I mean, once again, TC hasn't coached a down on the field just yet. But one thing that has happened, like that there's no denying, is that he's recruited his ass off. There's no denying that he's been able to recruit like hell and go out and get really, really good players. Like that is no denying. And if you said, hey, Prime went out and got good players, and so therefore that's what contributed to their success, whether, depending on how you feel about him as a head coach or as a coach, period, some of that has to carry over with TC. You don't know how he's going to coach. We don't. Like, I get it. There's people close to him that say he's going to be great. And then there's people, like I said, the guy from the Southern guys that are like, he put his bib in his shirt and had his fork and his knife out because he thinks he was when they made the hire of TC. That was on the video that came from right here. And so there's folks on both ends of the spectrum. Since he hasn't coached it down in a game, we don't know. But what we do know is that he has been able to acquire talent. That has to count for something, right? Like, does that not have to count for something? I think it does. And a lot of you, I mean, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about preseason rankings. They honestly don't matter at all. We remember that North Carolina Central wasn't ranked at all in the preseason, and they ended up winning the Celebration Bowl. So we understand that preseason rankings, they are what they are. What's going on here with Jeff?
How you doing, Jeff? This is Mark. I just wanted to say, I see those predictions where a lot of people are saying what football team is going to do what. But I think that it's incumbent upon everybody. If you claim to support HBCUs, if you claim to support Black college excellence, to get on out and purchase season tickets so that we can see the outcomes in person for ourselves, Jeff. And I think that everybody who's wishing the downfall of Jackson State University is going to be proven wrong. It's going to be shocking to everybody, Jeff, when they see the product that Jackson State puts on that field. And I think everybody ought to be excited. Everybody ought to be overjoyed. Everybody ought to get up right now and go get your season tickets, especially at the vet, and meet me at the 50-yard line. And that's all I got to say, Brother Jeff.
I appreciate you, Brother Martin, once again. Hey, shout out to Brother Martin, man. I try to keep the laughing to a minimum when that comes on because I want to be able to hear each and every single word because I think that stuff is hilarious every time. What's going on here with Jeff?
Hey, Jeff, man, I had to call back in because listen, I'm in the chat.
Talk to me.
And I see all the other schools, SWAC schools talking about some, oh, Deion this, Deion that. Listen, I ain't gonna take nothing from Deion, but let's keep it a buck. Let's be honest. Deion couldn't coach. Deion put coaches around him that were decent coaches. Deion got out coached both times in the Celebration Bowl against coaches that could coach, that were good coaches. Buddy Pugh, great coach. He could coach.
Mm-hmm. This is
The
a
coach
fact.
at Central, he could coach. Deion can't coach. Deion is a motivator. He living off his popularity. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing
He
at
got
all.
good players to come to Jackson. And they were good players, and he had the coaches to coach them up. But like I said, Deion is not a great coach. He's not a great coach.
Mm.
Now the thing with that is, it was plenty of time. I'm gonna go one back. I'm gonna go a step.
Talk to
When
me.
they went to Alabama State, you see how Alabama State was in that game the whole time with Jackson State. Jackson State was the far superior team, but they was in that game because Deion coaching ability.
Mm.
His weakness. Deion taking like Celebration Bowl. They lose that game because Deion going for a 2-point conversion. Kick the field goal, sir.
Mm.
Kick the field goal, sir. But we sit here and we say, "Oh, Deion, this TC Taylor can coach.
Mm.
He can actually coach." And these SWAC schools gonna learn.
Hey, I guess that's the only thing that we have to wait and see. Yeah, talk to me.
They gonna learn. They gonna learn the hard way.
I appreciate him. Hey, man, appreciate you calling
They gonna
in,
learn
man.
the hard way.
I appreciate you calling in, man.
Appreciate
Thank you so much. No, and I want to hear someone that is oh, we got another. Hold on, let me see. What's going on here on with Jeff?
Tim.
What's going on, Tim? What's on your mind?
Hey, man. How you doing today?
Talk to me. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. Just a few things. One thing. It's amazing how, after all the success Deion Sanders has had as head coach at Jackson State, that people still come on and base his whole undefeated 2-season SWAC championships as a failure because he doesn't win the Celebration Bowl. And we all know the second Celebration Bowl, some of his key players didn't play on defense because he was going to Colorado. But it's like that's the only thing we could say.
Hold on, Tim, 1 second. I don't mean to cut you off, Tim. I do want to say something. I don't know if everyone thinks the whole thing was a failure. I don't know if I want to go that far. Okay,
not everyone, but you know what
okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, continue on. My bad. I just want to throw that in there.
Already several callers keep mentioning Deion Sanders' name, and they it's like, okay, let me give him compliments, but I'm gonna backhand them with, "Oh, you didn't win a Celebration Bowl, so therefore you can't coach. You got out coach. If you couldn't coach, how do you go two undefeated seasons in a row? Just because he's a head coach, the whole head coach takes the accolades when he wins, and he gets talked about when he lose. So I don't understand why people keep referring to him back as, hey, he ain't no good coach because he didn't win a Celebration Bowl. Is that all you guys got out of that? Those who thinking this? That's all I got idea coming to Jackson State. That is pitiful, man. And that's why everybody keep talking about some of those Jackson State fans and alumni who keep bringing this man's name up and putting him on shit row because they don't like the way he left. That's all I got to say about that.
No, Tim, I want to ask you this though, Tim. So just it's a question. Did you see? Were you able to see both Celebration Bowl games? Like, did you watch both of them?
Yes, I did. Shagor was a freshman the first time.
Yes,
and then he was a sophomore the second time.
Yes. Okay. So you watched both games. In the first game, now this was before the Colorado stuff. This is. Did you think Deion got out coached in that first game? This is just a question.
Okay, yeah, just look at the score. They got blew out. I understand that, but
No, but you didn't really answer it though. Do you think Prime got out coached in that first game? It's just I'm just curious because they did lose 31-10.
I just say he got blew out, so yes. He did get out coached. He lost.
Okay, I think that's all they're saying.
So the second time, the second time they could have won.
No, they could have
won the game.
This is true.
And the guy dropped the ball in the end zone.
He did.
Everybody was trying to threaten the white guy because he dropped the ball. But they calculated it. Oh, he can't coach because he got beat by a touchdown in overtime when he didn't have all these prominent players. But that's what I keep saying, man. Why is some of these people, some of these alumni or fans of JSU, all they have to say about prom, and it's never about. It's so small of what they say they did good, but the emphasis is always on the Celebration Bowl, where they didn't go to Celebration Bowl in 20 years before he got there.
All right, hey man.
That's all I got to say.
I got you, Tim. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
All right, brother.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Tim got a bone to pick with y'all. What's going on? You're wrong with Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, this Ray again, man. I got one question, man.
Talk to me.
Listen, man. Why is everybody worried about Jackson State?
I don't know. You tell me, Ray.
Let us love on our team. We loyal fans. We from Mississippi. TC is a Mississippi boy. He gonna put on for his city. He gonna show us love. JSU gonna do what JSU do. And I promise you, TC gonna die trying to make JSU a winner. And I promise you.
Hey,
watch.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, Ray. As always, appreciate it, man.
Tell them just watch ESPN. They just mad because they can't get on TV without us.
Ooh.
Now tell them do that.
I appreciate
Tell them do that.
You told them, so I appreciate it, Ray.
Yeah, Jeff.
I appreciate it. Let me get to some more of these. Let me see some of these numbers I hadn't seen yet. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. I think I've answered this one before. What's happening?
Well, how you doing? How you doing, man?
Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Well, you know, I just want to echo my last guy, what he was saying. What more can he have done? You got College Game Day.
You talking about Dion? Talking about Prime? Talking about Prime?
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure. Okay.
Yeah. Game Day. You got Good Morning American. You got 60 minutes. What more attention can you give guys? Now let's talk about Celebration Bowl. It's his first year as a coach. First full season. His first season was a COVID year. That doesn't technically count. First full season was his first year, went undefeated, and then went to the Celebration Bowl. Did he get out coached? Yes, but his first year coaching. Like what did we expect? Like he's learning all on the fly. And so it just seems very unreasonable how everyone judges Dion. He left. Who cares? He'll be a fool if he didn't leave. Yes, I understand what he said at the beginning. I want to bring more. Time out. I got
time out because you said something that kind of triggered me. You said he would have been a fool if he didn't leave. I didn't think this is where we were going with this, but I'm curious about this. Why do you think he would have been a fool if he didn't leave? I'm just curious about that.
He'd be a fool if he didn't leave just one. What? We don't know what his personal goals are. We don't know what unquote he tells us what God has put in place in his heart. So how are we to judge him based on those core principles? So we are a fool to assume or kind of judge him because he left. We don't know the reasons why. That's my whole point. It's just it's unfair. He's getting unfair criticism for what? Look at all he's done in 2 years, 3 years. What more could he have done?
Could have did a lot more. I mean, he could have won Celebration Bowl. But I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. I'm not. It's not trying to. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask question.
Talk to me.
How many first year coaches and college has ever coached college football at all? First year. How many of them have ever went undefeated and went to a championship game and won it? How many?
I don't know.
Thank you. Very, very few. If any,
few.
Maybe a handful. Thank you. So the bash him saying he didn't win a Celebration Bowl in his first year. Come on, let's be real. The second year doesn't count because we know why the defense is 47 points. We know why. They lost. Come on. Let's just be real. It's an unfair expectation if we're holding Dion to for no reason.
I got you,
bro. Unfair.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem, bro. No problem. I don't know how the hell we got to this point talking about Dion. I thought he was talking about the HBCU Nightly panel, but I don't know. But we got there somehow. But hey, I don't know what's going on. You're wrong with Jeff. I'm gonna try to get it back to where it needs to be. What's happening?
Jeff, please tell me this is not happening today, bro. Please,
man. I don't know how we got here, but somehow we did. I'm gonna try to get it back in.
Please,
I'm gonna try to get it back in there. You feel me?
Dude, I am driving home. First of all, sorry, my bad. This is AJ from Maryland, man.
Talk to me, AJ. What's happening, buddy?
I'm driving home from work, and how is this still a topic? Man, dude, we was all talking about the rankings. How did...
I don't know, AJ.
Man, there is no... Listen, there is no way on God's green earth that if you are a Deion Sanders fan, you love him, man, there's enough content of Colorado to go around. John, the liquor with the man, go. He is over there, bro. Like, he does not need defending about anything. I promise you, Deion does not need to be defended in the HBCU space, man. He doesn't need that. Like, what is the point of trying to pit JSU and Deion against each other? This should not even be a conversation this deep. Football season is a few months away, a whole different season, and here we are again. Bro, I can't even believe this is even happening. Yeah. Can we get back to the topic at hand?
Yeah, I had to put the rankings. Shout out to my boy Kelly Flicks. I had to put the rankings back up on the screen because I don't know how we got there, man. But I'm trying to we got the rankings on the screen. Let's talk about the rankings, bro. I appreciate you calling in. We got some more callers.
Jesus Christ! Oh, listen. No, I'm not gonna give any predictions. Whatever they put is fine. We'll find more out about it once the summer session starts. Everybody go and look and see what they have on their rosters, man. And then, we can make a non-biased decision on what each school is looking like. Right now, it appears to be just everybody taking stabs and jabs at the champ. And that's how it's supposed to be, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Nobody even, all this personal vendetta stuff, man, we as a people got to stop. It's getting outrageous at this point. Keep it football. Keep it X's and O's. Hug on your next door neighbor, whether it's NCCU, Hampton, Virginia. I don't care who it is. How would everybody need a hug, man? We all HBCUs, bro. Like, hug it out, man. And let's get back to just X's and O's, bro. I'm out, Jeff, man. Have a good rest of your show, man.
You too, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it more than you know. Now this is interesting. Miak Mike brings up an interesting point. Let me take this off the screen. He says, I feel sorry for TC because JSU has unreal expectations for the guy. This is an interesting comment because he is not the only person who feels this way. Obviously, the experts from HBCU Nightly feel this way. They feel like, 7-4 isn't a bad record. For a first-year head coach, it isn't. But you're talking about the two-time reigning defending SWAC champions. You're talking about a school that has a whole lot of pride. They feel like 7-4 would be a failure. So this is why this comment is very, very interesting. Shout out to Miak Mike, man. I appreciate you dropping that in. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Sorry, well, Jeff, how you doing, my man?
I am good. How are you?
I'm absolutely magnificent, my brother. First, I want to say, I put it in the chat, but I'm going to say it. JSU going to start in Atlanta, finish in Atlanta, and we're going to whoop it, and we're going to whoop a FBS team in between. Now.
So you think, okay, just make sure so the folks that may not know what you're talking about, you're thinking 13-0. Starting Atlanta, finishing in Atlanta, beating an FBS team. That means you think you're going undefeated. Just make sure I'm correct.
That's what we shooting for.
All right, go for it. All right, I'm listening. There we go. I'm just making sure.
So now all the coaches, to let you know the mentality of the one coach, say when he saw TC high, he started licking his chops and whatnot. They already defeated. They had a defeated mentality of somebody, and I know people say leave it alone, about somebody who couldn't coach. They had a defeated mentality over celebrity. So what makes them think they're going to whoop somebody coming in, got one of the best offensive coordinators? I'm just saying, look at his coach. Look what he's recruited. So they say Deion beat him with talent. So Coach TC got talent. Coach, what they had, the number 2 recruiting class in FCS?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Number 1 in HBCU. And so that means we still out-challenge them. You understand what I'm saying? We out-challenge them. So with Coach TC being at JSU, coming back with that JSU flavor, coaching at the MEAC, you're going to see finesse and physical at the same time. It's going to be something just a little bit different. And you got to be able to do it. See, the MEAC out physical us in those celebrations, both. And the first game is absolutely out coach. Second game out physical. But see, now they got a coach who gonna match that. You understand what I'm saying? So and everybody gonna see JSU gonna be all right. And for these primates, DDR, y'all can go to the other channel and defend him, because really ain't if somebody say he wasn't a good coach, if they saw where he failed as a coach. You can't get mad because people say that. We saw how he refused to switch up against South Carolina State. But there's neither here. It's TC Taylor time. It's TC Taylor time, and we gonna win. And they're gonna still hate. So I don't know. So I guess we know what coach that would say he was licking his chops. Because I'm gonna make sure I'm licking my chops when we get ready to play them. Who was that?
That was he was representing. It was Isaiah Myers, man. It was Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah Myers. He's the Southern alum. I want to say he went to Southern.
Oh, Southern. Oh, okay. Then one of their starters from their backfield transferred to Jackson State, Joshua Short. I'm just saying, man, we gonna beat them with their play. We gonna. I'm just saying, man.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. As always. I appreciate it. Now, I mean, hey, it's all in good love, man. It's all in good love. I like to hear from everybody. That's the thing. I want to hear what you got to say. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Jeff?
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing? Funky days. Hey, how you doing there?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's
yes, man. I just want to talk about a couple of things. And I just love everything. I know y'all can get time out. The only reason why I go so hard for Coach Prime is because he has done a lot of things, not just for HBCU, but just for the whole African American community. That's the only reason why I go so hard for him. And also, he's a great motivation speaker, and he does everything out of his heart. Only thing I'm mad at JSU people and fans and administration is the way they handle the situation of him leaving. That's all. You should not bash that man, talk about that man, because that man don't say nothing negative about no one. He uplift. Only thing he's going to do is uplift JSU to another higher level, and that's what he has done. He have JSU community front. You know, last year, how much money they raised the community? He generated $32.3 million.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm just listening.
You remember that?
I'm just listening, man. I mean,
you remember that? That one man brought $32 million to a city, brought a spotlight to a university that everybody in America want to know about now. That's why the recruits coming there. That's why people still talking about JSU. Coach Brown. Yeah, he moved on Colorado. You see what everybody doing now. Go Bucks. America team. For instance, everybody saying Coach Prime, I'm done that good. Everybody keep on saying Coach Prime do not coach. But Nick Saban do not coach. Dabo Swinney do not coach. Every big time Power 5 coach do not coach. They are CEOs. That's why you hire a $1.5 million coordinators to do their jobs. That's why you hire the assistants to do their job. That's why you pay them to do their job. You run the organization. You are the face of the organization. That's why Coach Prime is bigger than Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney right now. You know all this kicking. It's college football. And you can be mad at it or hate it, but you'll watch real media, reach the people, pre-game show. Hey,
all right, man.
We come.
Right,
and I have big part of that.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, buddy. Yo, I just got to get to the next person, bro. Because what's going on, man? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
I know who this is.
Oh, yes, honey. I was just sitting here rolling setting my hair. I thought I was sitting here rolling setting my hair, but I had to call in.
Talk to me.
You know, I want to respond to so first thing I'm going to say is, you know what today is, right?
What is today?
Today's Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
And what happened the last time we spoke on a Tuesday?
Oh, man.
Huh?
Oh, man.
I told you they wear pink panties on Tuesdays. Didn't I tell you that?
You did.
Okay. Oh, I want to respond to Mush Mouth that just hung up. Okay?
Please.
You calling here talking about Coach Prime. We're not talking about Coach Prime. It's over with. Okay? Enough is enough. Mush Mouth and the pink panty man. Cut it out. All right? This is TC Taylor time. And let me tell you something. They say God, he gonna guard the yard. I said a long time ago, fear a man of very little words. Okay? And you know why TC gonna win? Because he is disciplined. He is disciplined. Mm-hmm. How dare you say FAMU's gonna win a 10-1 and he's on Twitter. He a head coach, unhinged and undisciplined on Twitter.
Ooh, you talking about Willie? You talking about Willie? Coach Simmons? You talking about Coach Simmons? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So you didn't like Willie's approach on Twitter? You didn't like Willie the way he was going on Twitter?
Listen, I be at work. I be on Twitter killing company time, honey. So I see it all. So I just, what is going on? But originally I took a note, and I said, you know, JSU is the Blue Magic. Okay, I want you to follow with me.
I'm right there.
You know what they call?
I love American Gangster.
Do you know what they call Blue Magic?
I love American Gangster. I know what Blue Magic is.
That is dope.
Come on.
Okay.
The good
These
stuff.
motherfuckers are hooked on that dope. They hooked on JSU. So when y'all on Twitter and Instagram and all this other space talking about Jackson State, I need all the JSU fans, alumni, just retweet and say he on that Blue Magic. They on that dope. Okay? They on that dope. Mush Mouth and the pink panties. They on that dope. Now, I'm going to hang up and finish watching and curl my hair for work. I'm your good friend from New York, and I like to pop a lot of crap, but I watch everything. I'm not a JSU alum. I'm not from the great state of Mississippi. I'm a little 5'2" black girl from Harlem. Okay? Now, let me hang up and let y'all do your thing, but I need the Mush Mouth and the pink panties to hold on. We are talking about TC Taylor and his team right now. That's what we're talking about. And let me tell you something about no, Deion Sanders could not coach. Okay, now I'm gonna have to insert my opinion on that. Who's to say that who is to say that he deliberately lost that Celebration Bowl? He didn't want to walk out and give JSU that championship because he's selfish. You mean to tell me you got your last opportunity to go out on a high note and you put motherfuckers on the bench? Come on now. People don't pay attention. All this noise fighting at each other. And if people, I gotta remember, I think it was on when he went on the pivot. He slipped. He flew out to Colorado early. He slipped. Okay? And the game when he played, I believe it was Texas Southern, and he had that all-black outfit on with the Texas Southern, and he told the team, oh, don't worry about it. Y'all gonna hear about rumors about me leaving. I ain't going nowhere. Enough is enough. That man did what he had to do because he already had, that's right, Bishop, Blue Magic. He did what he had to do because he knew he wanted to go FBS. And he gonna go to NFL. I promise you that. As soon as he get his son straight. Okay? But one thing one thing Deion, I hate to say can't do, that TC can't do. That's homegrown battle. My grandmother from Orangeburg, South Carolina. You don't mess with the men from the South. They gonna guard the yard. Some people in Jackson, Mississippi, they wear their town as a badge of honor. That's where that's coming from. You take a good look at that team, TC Porton. Them young men, they came to play. They came to put hands in the dirt. They came to drop their nuts. I guarantee you, they gonna bust some ass. I guarantee you. Now let me hang up a cord of my hair.
I got you. Hey, I appreciate it as always. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you as always.
Yeah. All right. All up, baby.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, hey, JSU, y'all might have a new hashtag. That Blue Magic. Hey, you ever seen the movie American Gangster? You understand Blue Magic is Blue Magic. Do you hear me? Frank Lucas wasn't playing about that Blue Magic. What's going on here with Jeff?
Hey, what's up, Jeff? This Trey from Houston.
Talk to me, Trey.
Hey,
What's going on, man?
I just want to say, man, y'all of the HBCUs, man, I got support for them. I got love for them. Real talk. You know, even though I'm from Houston, you know, my favorite school out of all of them is Jackson State. You feel me? You know, everybody need to support your HBCU, win, lose, or draw. You feel me? Because the only way we can come up is by supporting these schools. Don't worry about if they winning or they losing. Just buy your ticket. You feel me? And man, another thing, I just want to clear something up, man. That situation that happened with me and Zebo, man, that was some family business, man. That was family business. It just spilled over, man, into something else, man. But y'all just need to mind y'all business, man. Real talk. I appreciate you, Jeff.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yo, the voice, I love the voices, man. I love it when they call in with the voiceovers. What's going on here with Jeff?
Tim.
Talk to me. What's on your mind, Tim?
All right. Hey, man, I'm calling back, bro.
I know you are. What's going on?
You see what I'm talking about, Jeff?
What you talking
Man, you
about,
see
Tim?
what I'm talking about?
What you talking about, Tim? Talk to me.
You see how that beautiful black woman just came on and talk about the beautiful black coach, man? You see that? I mean, she said that with her damn chest. Did she not? I mean,
Absolutely.
she said that with her damn
everything.
chest.
She say it
Like,
every time with a chest like that.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, like, everything is surrounded by the Celebration Bowl. This guy, they got two big-ass trophies sitting in the NJSU trophy room, right? They got two big-ass fucking SWAC championship trophies in the trophy room. They act like everything that he did was summed up by not winning the Celebration Bowl. And then wonder why people keep calling it back and talk about Deion, because look at how reckless they are. Look at this lady. This a grown woman. I mean, she don't even know this man. And look how she's talking. And we Deion dick riders, because we are look, hey, JSU fans, we are making sure that black man get his due. We're not going to sit by because you guys are mad that he left to talk about him like a damn dog when he changed your entire school around. So just because you don't like what he said when he left, that doesn't mean he didn't do great things with JSU. And I know you're not saying that. What I'm saying is that's what everybody keeps talking about, the Celebration Bowl. It's June, not December. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, man. Hey, man. I don't know how we keep getting back here, but somehow, some way we do. I don't know how, but hey, what's going on? You're on with Jeff. What's going on? Hello.
What's up, Jeff?
Talk to me. What's on your mind?
I kind of agree with the 7-4. It's a good record. I think it's generous, to be honest.
You think it's generous? Okay, talk to me. Why is that? Talk to me. Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah, because if any other team lost like all the best players, and we knew that they were taking a downgrade at every position, you wouldn't still give them a winning record.
So you think they're taking a downgrade? Hold on. Let's not skip past what you said. I like what you. I mean, let's just get to it. You think they're taking a downgrade at every position? Is this what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Continue on. There we go.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like you take a downgrade at every position and you're still predicting a winning record. I mean, it's T.C. Taylor's first year as a head coach. You think he's just gonna just continue everything after losing all the talent and the depth? Honestly, and I think one thing we never talk about is like, even though Deion, I don't think Deion is like that good of a coach, but I think he has certain like he has a certain pull on certain guys that makes him a good coach. I think guys want to perform for him. I think people are infatuated by him, like, because they're a fan of him. So I think people put in that extra effort. Like, think about it, guys are playing for Jackson State for free. Now everyone wants NIL. So I think there's a different factor when Deion is your head coach. And I think you're going to start to see a change. And just kind of piggybacking on that,
honestly, Dion leaving at first, I thought he was hypocritical, but I think he was kind of ahead of the movement, because had he not went to a Power 5, his players would have just got poached by SEC schools. We saw like 3 of his players went to the SEC.
I don't know about that, but hey, I respect your opinion, man. Appreciate you calling in.
All right.
Hey, appreciate you calling in. That was interesting. He said, leave your thoughts in the chat. I don't know. He said they downgraded their position. Interesting. What's going on here wrong with Jeff?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Dwayne from Florida.
What's going on? Dwayne, I'll be seeing your name in the chat. What's going on, Dwayne? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Nothing much. Yeah. So, I mean, Jeff, it's not, people keep calling FAMU out for people saying Rattlers on that panel. Either panel that said we were going to go 10-1. There wasn't no Rattlers on there. None.
No, it wasn't. It
right?
wasn't no Rattlers.
That's
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, zero Rattlers. And I mean, it wasn't us who said Coach Simmons was the best coach in HBCU football. That wasn't us. That was some publication that did that. That was publication. We didn't do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It wasn't Sam Ewens who said that our defense coordinator was one of the best in all of Division I AA football. That wasn't us. We didn't say that. So, I mean, don't come at us. Come at these people. I mean, they just reporting the facts.
Oh, they're reporting the facts. Is that right? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, they just reporting the facts. So, I mean, don't be mad at us because everybody say we're going to be 10-1, maybe 11-0. I mean,
what are you saying? Since that's what they said, what are you saying, Dwayne? What's your prediction on FAMU this year?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah, 10-1. 10-1, possibly 11-0. I mean, South Florida ain't what they used to be, So I mean, we'll see.
So okay, Dwayne, since I got you on here, hold on, Dwayne. Since I got you on here, what will be the biggest difference this year in the Orange Blossom Classic as opposed to the previous 2 years? Why will you guys get the win this year, and when you couldn't get it the last 2 years? What's the biggest difference in 23?
Well, I mean, I think that we had players out last year, but hey, we're not gonna make excuses. You asked me what was the difference.
Right? I am. Is this your opinion?
Asked me.
Yes, I'm talking to Dwayne. Yeah.
So right. So I'm just saying. I think we'll have all our players there. I think we have the most talent in the SWAC. Especially proven talent. That's without question. That's without question. We have the most proven talent in the SWAC. And then again, we got the best coaching staff in the SWAC. I mean, people. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, those are the things I think will push us over. I mean, that's most of those things are proven. Let me ask you a question, Jeff.
Talk to me.
Because I mean, JSU lost what? Almost 50 players.
They lost
right?
a ton of players.
And a lot of top performing,
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, a lot of top performing players they lost.
Absolutely.
So now everybody keeps saying that they replaced them, right? But if I have a Mercedes and I replace the Mercedes with a Toyota Acura, I mean, in that they're not the same thing, right? They're not the same thing, right? I mean, because Apple, you got to compare Apple. I ain't heard nobody say they had a Miles Gaddy, who any of their top players. I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh man, we got this player, and he's just as good or better as Shador." I haven't heard anybody say that.
Hey, Dwayne. So you said they replaced a bunch of Benzes with Toyota Acuras. Is that what I heard?
I don't know. I don't follow them like that. But I'm just asking the question, Jeff. I don't know. But I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh man, this kid is going to be the next." And I keep hearing these JSU people who are hilarious. I love listening to them because they like, "Oh man, FAMU is going to be terrible. FAMU was going. I was listening to a show last night. They were like, "Oh man, FAMU might lose to." It was some like the Division II team. Yeah, FAMU might lose to them now. They had a good. Ask any of those cats about FAMU roster, they couldn't tell you. So it's not based on facts. It's based on speculation / hate. So I'm just,
I got you.
It's just interesting to me. I love listening to them. If I had a choice in listening to pick a comedian.
Dave Chappelle.
Unless they're like top-notch comedian. Who?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh no! No, I would go with Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
But if somebody right under that Earthquake, if I had an option of listening to Earthquake or JSU people, I'll pick JSU people because they're gonna make me laugh way more than Earthquake gonna make me laugh way more. Hey, enjoy the show, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, Dwayne, man.
Keep doing what you do, Jeff. We enjoy it.
Hey,
Thanks,
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That man said I'd rather listen. Hey, I love Earthquake, by the way. That man said I'd rather listen to JSU fans than Earthquake. What's going on? What's going on here with Jeff?
Man, this Doc, bro.
Well, talk to me, Doc, man. What's going on, man?
Oh man, the last caller you had was going on a tirade. He sounded like he was desperate. The other caller you just had before, he sounded like he about to go cry in the car. Then you got the one dude, he talking about the FAMU might go 10-1 or 11-0. I'm like, man, look, stay off the booger sugar. Stay off the booger sugar.
Hey man, it's how they feeling, man. It's how they feeling.
It's June and it's all talk, and it's good to have talk in June before August come around. But man, keep up the good work, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it as always, Doc, man. Hey, that's Doc Holiday of HBCU Overdrive. Be sure to check out Doc Holiday and She Loves D on HBCU Overdrive because they do good work over there. What's going on here with Jeff?
Hey, that's Doc Holiday of Scrap.
What's going on? Talk to me. Cut your computer down a little bit in the background. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Hey, this SWAC Dirty. You already know who it is.
Talk to me, SWAC Dirty. What's on your mind, man? Talk to me.
Man, look, check this out. I need to put this on record and set the record straight.
Let's get it.
People that know me, I'm on the radio here in Jackson. We in the club. We all through here. This is for the caller from 5 calls before. Number one, we are not talking about Buddy in Colorado at all. Nobody is talking about Buddy. So I want to put that on record. Number two, Jeff, all the ones that's talking greasy, that's really not putting nothing into the show, you need to tell them to land their plane super fast because sometimes they just be going on and going on. You know what I'm saying? Especially with us being out here in the Jack. But I appreciate you. And next time you come out here, if you don't holler at me, the brother's going to put you in a circle. Like he was in that hole.
I got you.
All right, y'all.
Hey, be sure to DM me, man. Be sure to DM me so we can connect.
Oh, yeah, I forget. Yeah, I forgot. You did tell me to do that last time, so that was on me. All right, peace, y'all.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I miss Oh, man. What's going on here with Jeff? Talk to me.
Well, how are you, darling? It's me again.
I see. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Blue Magic. You done coined the term. Everybody loving that Blue Magic.
Listen, JSU, that new Blue Magic, baby. They got them hooked on that dope. I have a question.
Yes.
Of course. That's the Blue Magic. Is FAMU playing D2 this year?
I think they play West Florida. I think that is a Division II school. I think. Somebody from FAMU can correct me.
We hooping and hollering. Okay, and we hooping and hollering. How they gonna do so much and they playing below level?
Hey,
huh?
I mean,
You said everybody's calling being comedians. Well, I'll be your little Teletubby tonight. That's laughable. It's laughable. JSU for the win. Okay? We on that Blue Magic, baby. The Blue Blossom Classic. We showing up with that Blue Magic. Now you have a good night for real this time.
You too, ma'am. Thank you so much. Hey, I think the Blue Magic term. I think the Blue Magic term has gone platinum in the streets already. It's been up for 30 minutes, and I think it's gone platinum. What's going on here with Jeff?
You have reached the SWAC Championship 911 hotline. This is Cedric speaking. How may I help you?
Say it, baby. This Jordy down here is Southern. I'll fight y'all, bruh.
Who now?
Yeah, this Jordy down here, baby, and it's SU, baby. I'll fight y'all, bruh.
Okay, next caller. Yes, this is SWAC Championship hotline. This is Cedric speaking. How may I help you?
Y'all ain't SWAC. Y'all ain't SWAC.
Is this Coach Robinson?
Yeah, you know who I am. I represent Beta Male University, and y'all ain't SWAC.
Okay, next caller. Yes, SWAC Championship. This is Dr. Sid. How may I help you?
This is Snake Lady. Where y'all JSU boys at?
Is this the lady that was on the statue at FAMU?
Yeah. What's y'all number?
I got a degree in typewriting. Does that qualify to go to the game?
What's up?
No,
Yeah, I took a shot at all your SWAC schools. That's right. From SU to FAMU to Beta Male U, JSU by 50 this year. Book it.
Dog, the fact that Sid just had a skit. He literally just had a skit by himself. And it was awesome. What's going on here with Jeff, man? What's going on?
Shaheem Williams. What's good, bro?
Talk to me, Shaheem. Get your computer down a little bit in the back. Talk to me.
Okay. Check this out. I want to see the whole SWAC go major D1 because we got the potential, bro. Man, look, think about it. Your talent we got coming in, we can compete with Georgia. We can compete with Alabama.
I don't know about that yet. I don't know if they're that good yet, man. But I see where you're going now. I see what you compete with Georgia and Alabama. It's a bit of a tall task. It's a bit of a tall task.
Okay, maybe. Okay, let's say Louisiana or UCLA or North Carolina. What do you think about that? Because they not as stacked.
Yeah, I still think. Well, let's just see how the SWAC schools do against the FBS schools this year, and that'll give you a better understanding. But I think you're shooting a little high, going for the Georgias and Alabamas of the world. I'm gonna just say that. But I appreciate it, man.
Wait, 1 second.
Yeah,
One more thing. We gonna beat FAMU 80-0 this year.
80-0.
80-0.
Hey,
all right, man. Thank you for the opportunity. Have a good day.
Hey, you too, man. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're ready. Like I said, Georgia ain't lost a game in almost 2 years, and Alabama got a bunch of championships. But maybe some of them Sun Belt teams to see how you do against the Texas States of the world and different things like that. Beating FAMU by 80-0, that's a tall task as well. That's a tall task as well. But, 80-0, Mr. Dwayne said FAMU going 10-1. He said that with confidence. And he said JSU replaced Mercedes-Benzes with Toyota Acuras. That's what he said. I didn't say it. That's what he said. You rewind the tape, you'll see what the man said. Now, our dear friend from Harlem, Miss New York, said the folks is on Blue Magic. I think Blue Magic, that term to win platinum in the streets. I think that's hard. The Blue Magic, if you ever seen the movie American Gangster, you know what Blue Magic is, the purest good dope. You know what I'm saying? So that is an FCS All-Star team maybe gets within 20 of Georgia. Like Georgia just beat. Like think about this. This is just to tell you how good Georgia is. Georgia just beat a team in the college football national championship, a college football playoff national championship. They just beat them by 50 points. They just beat them by 50 points. And you say, oh, TCU shouldn't have been there. Yeah, but they was there. And they beat them by 50 in an undefeated championship season. So Georgia, Yeah, it might be a little blue magic there. It might be a little blue magic there, man. But boy, oh boy, if the FAMU now to kind of pivot back to where we was at, we're talking about the HBCU Nightly SWAC position, like the SWAC poll. This is what the experts, I'm gonna keep calling them experts because this is what they are. The experts over at HBCU Nightly, this was their prediction for the SWAC as of June 2nd. They got FAMU and Alcorn. Now I'm surprised more of y'all didn't go in on Alcorn going 10-1 versus FAMU because you play both of them. And so therefore they're saying both of them is going to beat Jackson State. They also think the Southern's going to beat Jackson State to go along with Texas State and have JSU at 4 losses, the same record as Alabama A&M and Grambling, and just slightly better than Prairie View. I'm surprised that folks think Bama State and Prairie View are dropping off like that and have some of these other SWAC schools rising like Alabama A&M, Southern, and Alcorn rising all the way up. I don't know. I found that as a surprise, almost as much of a surprise as them having JSU losing 4 games. So all of that kind of goes together. I mean, now granted, this is the HBCU Nightly poll. This is not JeffLightsYJr poll because JeffLightsYJr is not an expert. I just talk football. But so we got somebody saying Alabama A&M will be better than JSU. Now, Jay White, call in. Please tell me why you think this because I'm curious. I mean, I'm not saying that they won't have a better season than JSU, but I am interested into. I really wish I could have tuned in to the reasoning behind having Bama State drop so low when they're one of the few SWAC teams that's returning their quarterback. Right. And this is their coach's second year. Now, they lost some players, but this is their coach's second year. And then Prairie View, whose coach is returning, and they're bringing a bunch of players back. Just the lot, the theory behind that. I'm just curious to what some of that was, but I wasn't able to listen to the show. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello.
Man, I got mind control over Debo. He be like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, we're playing clips from Friday. We gonna talk or we gonna play the clip from Friday? I
just want to make a point.
Talk to me.
It must be really sad to these schools, man. You have to sit around and talk about Jackson State all day, every day. Like, what does that feel like? Does that shit get tiring to y'all? Like, what the hell? I just feel like, bro, win or lose, we gonna keep talking our shit because that's what Jackson State is. And that's what they don't understand.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate you calling in. No, if I had to, I'm not picking a record, right? Like, I don't know what anybody's record would be because I'm not an expert. I'm not going to pick it. But the 3 best teams I think in the SWAC this year, this is just me, just guessing, I think will be FAMU, Jackson State, and Southern. Those are the 3 schools I think will have the best teams. I think Alcorn will have a bounce back season, and I'm really, really, really interested to see what Grambling's able to do with Hugh Jackson in year 2. I'm interested to see what Bama State's able to do with Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. in year 2. I think Bethune-Cookman may surprise some people. I like some of the additions Coach Raymond Woody has brought in, but obviously everybody can't be good. Everybody can't be good. Somebody's got to be bad. Texas Southern has a coach who had a winning record. Texas Southern has a quarterback who is super, super talented. He's injured right now, Andrew Body, but he's super, super talented. And these folks don't even have them on I don't even know if they broke down their schedule. So that is why, and to have FAMU and Alcorn be the 2 teams above and beyond everybody, when FAMU lost a lot, we can't act like FAMU didn't lose a lot. Like, Isaiah Land is a big deal. They only threw the ball to Xavier Smith. He's gone. So, and then Alcorn had a losing record last year and lost their defensive coordinator when their defense was probably the best, besides the running game, was probably the best part of the team. So those matter. Now, don't get it twisted. Alcorn got one hell of a coach and one hell of a coaching staff. And if Southern can get the quarterback position right, choose the right guy from the jump, I think Southern can be really, really good. So it's going to be interesting. Once again, these rosters are not complete neither. Most of the teams have reported back for summer workouts. Most of the teams are getting things done as of now, but it's going to be interesting to see if any late additions are added that are able to be playmakers. Any late additions are added that will drastically change any of these teams in any kind of way. And then I see Deputy Mario, shout out to Deputy Mario, Valley, Coach Kendrick Wade in Valley. He's doing all right there on the recruiting trail. Coach Wade in Valley has got some really nice pieces. Prairie View, Prairie View was in every game that they played last year, and Prairie View was pretty close to making a SWAC championship game themselves. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, Miak Mike says HBCU Nightly has a panel of 6 distinguished guests that voted on every game. Doc Holliday was one of them. That's why I'm not debating it. I just think it's interesting. And I do think it is very, very interesting. Let's see. Please list the players lost since you said we lost. The players from you. Isaiah Land, is he not a big deal? Xavier Smith, is he not a big deal? Like, do these people not compete? Dwayne, like, I'm just saying, like, these folks, these were key contributors to your team last year. Xavier Smith was the MVP of the Legacy Bowl. He was one of the best players in all of HBCU football, one of the best players in the SWAC. You lost him. He's no longer there. Not to say that you don't have players that can replace him. That's a lot of replacing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, 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 very interesting. Oh, so she said, okay. So you're coming out of hiding. I got you. So Texas Southern as well. That's what I'm saying. Texas Southern has a coach who had a winning record. Texas Southern has a quarterback that's really, really good. This is gonna be awesome all year round. The numbers on the screen if you want to call in, but this is going to be awesome all season long to see what schools are able to do what. It's going to be awesome to see with quarterbacks, because I think we're going to learn a lot about all of these new quarterbacks that all of these teams have. Jackson State is going to have a new quarterback. Southern is going to have a new quarterback. Valley is going to have a new quarterback. Alcorn potentially can have a new quarterback. It's going to have a new quarterback. They are going to have a new quarterback. Tyler Macon from Missouri is probably going to be their starter. FAMU has a quarterback, but how good is he? Right? Some people don't believe he's that great because his number one target. I think Musa can play, but some folks don't really believe in Musa. I've seen that a number of times. Right? The folks don't believe in Musa. Alcorn is making as legit. He's coming from Missouri. Is he legit as they think? I remember asking Coach McNair at the end of the SWAC season, the SWAC wrap-up meetings. I asked Coach McNair, I said, yo, what is the position that you all need to do to improve? Because they had a losing record last year. I said, where do you guys need to improve the most going into the 23 season? And he told me, he said, we have to improve the quarterback position. We will not be a better team if we don't improve the quarterback position. And they think that they have found that quarterback in the transfer from Missouri, Mr. Macon. So we'll see what happens. But this is what makes it all fun. This is what makes it all fun leading up to August. We don't get games until August. But in June, we get preseason polls that piss a lot of people off. In June, we get a lot of people talking about games that don't get played until August and September. And in week 0, we get the clash of the MEAC SWAC Challenge, and that's going to tell us a whole lot about JSU. It's going to tell us a lot about South Carolina State as well, but we're not here talking about South Carolina State. It's going to tell us a lot about JSU, and then that spills over into the next week of the Orange Blossom Classic with Jackson State versus FAMU. And we will learn a whole lot about both teams come week 1, the official week 1 of the season in the Orange Blossom Classic. I know a lot of you guys are going. Now, here's the thing. Now, I'm going to say this, and I want the chat, or you can call in and answer this, and if not, we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. I talked to my buddies down there at Jackson, and they tell me, because a lot of Jackson State, one thing about JSU people is that they travel. They go to like every game. But this year, they feel so confident that they're going to beat FAMU, even with all the uncertainty, right? Like, even with all the new players and new faces, they're so confident that they're going to beat FAMU. They said that if there's a game that they're going to skip this season, it is the Orange Blossom Classic. I said, what? If you're going to skip any game, it's going to be the Orange Blossom Classic. It's going to be against the team that HBCUsports.com voted Willie Simmons the number 1 coach in the SWAC, the number 1 coach in HBCU football. It's going to be the team that the HBCU Nightly people, the experts over at HBCU Nightly pick to go 10-1. You're going to skip that game? Say, yeah, man. Why would we want to go? Say, huh? Say, why would we want to go? It's been 2 years in a row. They haven't even scored a touchdown. I couldn't even argue. I was like, yo, but this is a different team. He said, man, and back to the one caller that called earlier said Willie Simmons ain't the best. He's like, yo, Willie Simmons, he don't know how to score on us. He's not going to be able to score on us. That's why they haven't scored touchdowns in 2 years against JSU. And that was, I was just like, hey, man, I don't know. That wouldn't be the game I missed. He said, yo, if we're going to miss a game this year, it'll be the Orange Blossom Classic. And that is going to be interesting. But I'm interested to see which quarterbacks emerge, not just at JSU, but the quarterback who's going to emerge at QB1 at Grambling. They got Miles Crawley. They got Julian Calvis. Who's going to emerge as QB1 at Prairie View or at Alcorn? Or if can Musa prove that he's the best quarterback in the SWAC, right? Who's going to emerge as QB1 at Valley or UAPB or at Bethune-Cookman? You get what I'm saying? Like, these are questions. Yeah, and then that was another thing. They said it's too expensive. That was another thing. Who's going to emerge as QB1 at Southern? Who's going to be the QB1 at Southern? Is it going to be the right QB1 at Southern? Because they had Bashawn McCray last year, and he wasn't the right QB1. They found that out. They didn't discover that till the second half of the SWAC championship game. So, oh my goodness. Willie's 0-2 against first. So it is going. All of this is just great banter. All of this is great conversation for June because we don't have games. All we have is practice footages. All we have is sound bites and dope visuals put out by Austin. That's all we have right now. And all we have is great banter between fan bases. And that is all we can ask for. So someone said Miles Crawley is going to win the starting job at Grambling. It's going to be, is that the right call? It's going to be interesting. And I cannot wait to discuss. I'm going to read some of your comments. Zoe saying 0-3 against first-year head coaches at JSU come Labor Day. Oh, my goodness. Says Musa, the best quarterback in the SWAC until he gets hit and rattled for the rest of the game. Oh, my goodness. They're serving the blue magic all season long. Oh, my goodness. Like, it is going to be interesting. I cannot wait until all of this goes down. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. Just please hit that like button for me. Thank you guys for tuning in. I cannot wait. Oh, we got another call. I can't get out of here. I got to take all my calls. If you're going to call in, I'm going to listen to you. We got Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne. Dwayne, what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, Jeff, this is Dwayne again.
Talk to me.
So Jeff, every year somebody's going to, and I've been asking all of the shows I called into this one.
Talk to me.
Every year somebody's going to overperform a team. Is going to overperform and some team's going to underperform.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So right now, from what you know in June, who's going to be those teams? The under and the over team.
You're asking me? I think the team that'll overperform. I like what Valley's doing. I can see them overperforming. Underperforming, I don't know. I don't know who's going to underperform. I don't want to, I'm not sure. But I think Valley's going to surprise some people. I do. I think that there's some high expectations being put on. I'm going to be honest. There's some very, very high expectations being put on FAMU and Alcorn. So it's really being set up to where FAMU and Alcorn. Oh, man, Dwayne hung up. But, yeah, he's talking about underperforming. There's some high expectations being put on FAMU and Alcorn, and that could set up for them underperforming. So, that's just what I have to say. But as we got to get out of here, man, hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. Once again, my name is JeffLightsYjr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. It is on Instagram and Twitter. We can keep the conversation going at JLightsy7. Thank you, guys. Hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. I'll see you next time. Peace.